King Charles and Queen Camilla have arrived in Rome as they prepare to meet Pope Leo as part of their state visit to the Vatican. His Majesty will be the first British monarch to pray during a public service with the Pontiff since the Reformation. Rhiannon Mills has the story.
I think Buckingham Palace very clearly are trying to guide our attentions back onto what is going to be a hugely significant and historic moment tomorrow when we will see the King alongside Pope Leo, the first time those two men have met, but also the first time that a monarch and Pope will have prayed alongside each other publicly, the first time in 500 years since the Reformation. So since Henry VIII basically cut ties with the Roman Catholic Church. So this is a hugely momentous moment and basically signifies how far relationships have come between the Church of England, of which of course King Charles is Supreme Governor of the Church of England, and the Roman Catholic Church. We know that for the King himself, his interfaith work is probably one of the most important pillars of his public life, of his public work, not just now as monarch, but also when he was Prince of Wales. However, of course, Buckingham Palace are very much aware that our attentions have been taken elsewhere this week. I think from conversations that I've had with palace sources consistently, they have said to me that they are not trying to ignore the seriousness of the allegations that Prince Andrew faces, despite the fact that he vehemently denies them. In fact, palace sources have told me that they do believe that those allegations should be looked at in the fullest ways. However, they also, I think, are increasingly frustrated that all of the Prince Andrew issue has been a huge distraction from the work of the royal family. In essence, that's what they said on Friday evening. That is one of the reasons that he was forced to hand over, well, not publicly use his titles and honours anymore, is because he was becoming too much of a distraction for the work of the royal family. And again, we've seen that playing out this week. Of course, the King went to Manchester again. Another important interfaith visit to visit those at the synagogue in Manchester who'd been affected by that horrific attack some weeks ago. And that was on the day when Virginia Giuffre's book was ending up in bookshops, when we were continually talking about Prince Andrew, about whether or not things had gone far enough when it came to his honours and his titles, whether or not more should have been done when it comes to his rental agreement around Royal Lodge. So this, in terms of the Prince Andrew story, is an issue which is hanging over this trip. The second time, it has to be said, that they have been here in Rome this year. The first was for a state visit to Italy. On that occasion, they did meet up with Pope Francis, albeit privately because of his ill health. But tomorrow we will see the royal couple meet up with the newly appointed Pope, Pope Leo, for the very first time.